pivot his direction, because right now, Four of Cups, he doesn't feel like he did it well. He doesn't feel like he acted well. He doesn't feel like people saw him the way that they should have. So I see three movie projects coming up very soon. One of them is like when he's like depicting another musician. See that one coming? He wants to do very different things. Hi everyone, and welcome back to Normal Tarot. My name is Hali. So grateful to have you all. Let's get into the reading. So I'm doing two topics today. First one is on Harry Styles update. The second one is on Zendaya. And yeah, I'm really excited to be doing this. Please like the video, comment. I do just want to say I've had like a few comments, one or two comments saying that, oh, you talk too much about yourself. And I will admit, in one of the videos, I was trying to explain an Aquarius stance when I was talking about the weekend. So it did come across as quite a lot, but I was saying it for a reason. With that being said, if you don't want to hear personal stories, I am not the reader for you. I love to hear your personal stories. I love to share personal stories. So if you're not into that, I also mix astrology and stuff like that, because I'm all about learning. And I love to share personal stories because I find that it makes these stories we're talking about more relatable. I'm not into like seeing situations as nobody can be in that kind of situation. I love to see how we can grow from situations, So if you don't want to hear personal stories, I am not the reader for you. There are many other tarot readers and I send you lots of love, but I'm not for you. Okay, so let's get into this. Doing a Harry Styles update. Some of you have been telling me things that he's been on tour, so forth and so forth. I've been listening to, I never really used to listen to his music. Does anybody know is he English? Because Britain is made of England, Ireland, Scotland, Wales. I'm just remembering England, Ireland, Scotland, Wales. That little hopscotch we used to do when we were kids. So I feel like, I don't want to generalize, but a lot of people that I meet from Wales have such beautiful voices and such soulful voices. English people too, but I feel like, I don't know, there's something about Welsh. Whenever I met a lot of, especially living in the UK, you hear, there's just, publicly you hear some people who are from Wales have beautiful accents. I love different British accents. Sometimes it's hard to understand, even though I have a colloquial British accent, but you hear like thick Welsh accent, and they have such beautiful, when they sing, such beautiful voices, because when they speak they sound like they're singing. So I just want to say that. So I don't know, is he English or he's from, like, his heritage is like Welsh or Scottish. I'm just curious because I don't really know that. So anyways, I've been listening to some of his songs and I'm like, wow, his voice has so many levels to it. It's very like he's like an old soul, through his voice. You can just hear that. So I just want to do an update about his tour, about what's going on, and so please stick around and like the video if you are enjoying this. So Two of Wands, the Moon, and Seven of Cups. I have a strong feeling, and I'm going to talk about being an Aquarius because only Aquarius we understand each other very, very much. We understand each other very much. So just saying that. He's kind of at a crossroads, especially with Two of Swords, that he's like, what should I be focusing on right now? I think he's like, should I focus on music? Should I focus on my movies? I think he's getting bored, and I said this last week about Aquarius when I was talking about the weekend. He's getting bored of doing the same thing. Aquarius, we are like that. If we're in a career, we get bored. We need to like step away from it and come back, or try some new things. Like we're constantly reinventing ourselves. And he wants to reinvent himself, and he's thinking, should I go more movie route or should I go more music route? And I did say I see him releasing a fashion design label, like doing a fashion collaboration and then launching his own thing. But in the interim, he wants to do something that's expressive, because we're very creative people, Aquarius. We love to express ourselves in some shape, form, or manner. The only problem I think that I see is that with the Justice card, he is a Libra rising, and this card represents Libra. He's not being perceived. Our rising sign is how we're perceived. And I don't think how he is perceived to people is through his acting is one that he likes. I'm going to clarify that. I think that he has this idea, okay, and because I can relate so much to Aquarius. Whenever I meet an Aquarius, I'm like, wow, we're very similar but different, because we don't like to be like other people. But our thought process is very very similar. So I have a few Aquarius in my family, and I see it in them. We don't like to be in a box. If anybody puts us in a box, and he feels like he's being put in a particular box, and that box, let me see, I think the box is that he feels like he's been put in like this sexy boy, and he doesn't like that. The bottom of the deck is 7 Pentacles, because he wants to grow. He doesn't want to just like this. There is money in music. I don't want to say there isn't. But if you don't tour, and touring is very physically demanding, it's hard to make if to stay on that money. So he wants to like ground himself. I see him grounding himself, returning to England. I said this, when they break up, he's going to return to England. He's going to ground himself there. He's going to build a studio where other creators can go. I see him being very rooted in London, and oh gosh, I miss London so much, especially on rainy days. Sometimes I really miss London, It's such a charming city. I think it's one of the most charming cities I've lived in, other than New York. I'm from New York, and New York it's charming in its own different ways. I feel like New York is very high energy, but London is very stable, like it's very simple. I remember when I used to live in England, and I just like, you live a very simple life, even though it's a city. You live a very simple life. I think that's what he wants to get back to, like simplicity. So let's see how he's going to shift how he's being seen. Let's see. Okay, so Page of Wands, Ace of Pentacles, 10 of Wands. Okay, so like I predicted, 10 of Wands moving back to England. I just got Cheshire. Is he from Cheshire? Like his family? I just got Cheshire. Yeah, I just got, in the UK, it's a place called Cheshire. Just got that very strongly. And honestly, I don't know a lot about him, but Cheshire. Is it? Yeah, it's Cheshire. I'm thinking of. So he wants to go back and like farm and like be near nature, be very grounded, and London too, both of those places. So with the Judgment, it's going to kind of help him pivot his direction, because right now, 4 of Cups, he doesn't feel like he did it well. He doesn't feel like he acted well. He doesn't feel like people saw him the way that they should have, So I see 3 movie projects coming up very soon. One of them is like when he's like depicting another musician. See that one coming? He wants to do very different things. Very different. He doesn't want to be in a box. The only problem with that is that acting, I'm not an actor, maybe. an actress. I have been a performer, and performing, especially when you do different things, it takes a lot of energy from you, you know? So I think maybe that's why he's grounding himself, especially in the UK. I love living in America, I always say this. But there's a different energy in the UK than it is here, but it's just like, I don't know, I feel like people are more unified in the UK than they are here. And less like sensitive. I feel like Americans can be very sensitive people. I don't mean that in a bad way. It's just like I feel like like I always say this. My best friend lives in the UK, and we have very different views on things, but that doesn't stop us from being friends. It doesn't stop us from caring for each other, you know. And I feel like here that's very rare in America, the USA. It's very rare for that to happen, where if you don't think like somebody exactly the same, you're close with them or tight with them. So 3 of Pentacles, 8 of Swords, 7 of Swords. I see him like going incognito for a role. One of them, he's gonna play like a robber. I see that. One of his roles, he's a robber. The other one, he's a musician. The last one, I'm not sure what it is, but he wants to get rid of this idea, 6 of Swords, of what people have perceived him as, and throw people completely off. So yeah, that's what I have for you about Harry Styles. Now let's get into Zendaya. Some of you have sent me, 2 or 3 of you have sent me concerns about, oh, Zendaya is not looking good. I don't like to focus on people's looks. Sometimes it can give a depiction of what's going on with that person. Not necessarily what's going on, but just like an indicator to be concerned. So let's see. Let's see. Okay, so I have a strong feeling that she's spoken a lot. I mean, her sun is in Virgo, and something I love about Virgos, they work their butts off. But sometimes when you work your butt off, you neglect yourself. I've seen that in a lot of Virgos I know. Earth signs, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. Not so much Taurus, but definitely Capricorn and Virgos. Suns can really be so focused on work. They'll work like 12 hours a day and they forget to eat, you know. So I really strongly feel like that's happening to her. She's working a ton and she's forgetting to take care of herself. So 9 of Swords, 9 of Crystals, and 9 of Swords. I strongly see there's some anxiety and stress surrounding who is publicly associated with her. I don't think it's Tom yet, but I see like a manager. I think she might have a change in management. If she hasn't had one already, she will have one soon. And that management, it's not really looking good for their bond. I don't think they're going to be together for a while, because this person, particularly, I think it's a male figure with masculine energy. This person is very focused on how she is pictured, you know, stuff like that. Wanting, I think, the route that she and other Virgo types like her, like Beyonce, should go, which Beyonce does perfectly. I'm just saying Beyonce because she does it very well. Keep an enigma. I think more celebrities, this is my personal opinion, and it's worked in Hollywood for many years. I think some of celebrities want to be relatable as social influencers, but the two will never be the same. People would rather go watch a movie of an actor that they know very little about than go to watch a movie of an actor that they know so much about. And I think that's why Hollywood is failing, because a lot of these actors get politically involved. They do this, they do that. I'm not saying you don't have a right to have political views, but if you do, just know that people that are on the other side of your political views are probably not going to see your movie because they're going to be upset you said that. So I would recommend to Zendaya to have that elusiveness, to have that like mystique, to have that mystery, and that should, excuse me, I don't want to say should because she can do whatever she wants with her life, but it's going to help her with brand deals, with this, with that, and create this fashion trend, and focus her page just on fashion, focus her page on like mysticism and stuff like that, rather than and I think she was going that route in like 2012, 2013. And then it got twisted and I think she had to become commercial. But if she could just stay an enigma. And I don't think this management is going to say to her, you know, you need to be out more, you need to be doing more, you need to be more political. Look at all the people that have become political. Their careers go down the drain. The actors, the careers go. Nobody wants to see them on film because they're hurt by what people have said to them. So she's going to be like, her intuition. She has very strong intuition, and they're gonna flip on her and be like, well, you need to do this on social media, you need to do that. She's gonna be like, no, I don't want to do that. The star 6 of Wands 9 to 1. She's gonna stand very firm in that and just create a distance and be good for her for being firm. Even in her relationships, you know, I don't think she should ever stay. Like how Beyonce is. Virgos can be very, very good at that. Just focus on your work. And I think I was talking to a friend the other day about this. I think any form of identity, I don't believe in when people use their personal identity as an expression of their work, you know? I don't know if that makes any sense, but I think more artists should have, and I'm including actors in that because acting is an art, more artists, should focus just on their art and speak less and let their art speak for them, and that will draw people in. 2 of Wands, 3 of Cups, and King of Cups, and then she's going to have a manager that comes in after that. I think this manager's gonna last 2-3 years, and then she's gonna have somebody that gets that about her, and then she's gonna have deeper roles, because like Euphoria is the beginning of this. I've said this before. Euphoria is the beginning of her deeper roles, and the deep roles only come when you socially step back from a lot of the public noise, you know. So that's what I feel. I love you all. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.